A Saudi man who killed a 15-year-old boy in 2016 will not be extradited to the United States. Abdullah Rahman Samir Noura fled the country after he struck the 15-year-old Fallon Stewart. The U.S. said there is no extradition treaty and they will not be requesting that he be returned from Saudi Arabia to face trial. The United States and Saudi Arabia do not have a bilateral extradition treaty, and Saudi Arabia does not extradite its nationals to the United States. Noura, who was 21 at the time of the crash, was flown out of the U.S. on board a private plane using a fake passport. U.S. federal authorities later told the Oregonian newspaper. Upon his arrest, the Saudi consulate provided him $100,000 to bail him out of jail and hired a team of private lawyers to defend him. Now, Taylor said that Washington had only become aware of his escape from the country from police-to-police channels, but they said they had no concrete or credible evidence as to how Mr. Noura actually managed his escape, although very clearly this was orchestrated between the Saudi government and the U.S. government as well as part of their long-standing deals that Saudis who commit crimes in the United States are not to be held accountable for their actions. The Oregonian newspaper said it had evidence of at least 16 similar cases where Saudi university students had vanished while facing criminal charges around the U.S. and Canada. According to the paper, they had managed to flee even after surrendering their passports to the police, as Noura did. Now, the U.S. certainly does have a history of allowing Saudi criminals to leave, or at least people who are suspected to be involved in such actions. How many of them have left as a result of corruption? Do you remember after 9/11 when the Saudi family, the family of Osama bin Laden, was deliberately flown out of the country after the attack took place, and they were not even questioned? This is the family of the guy who was accused of carrying out the 9/11 attacks, yet they were allowed to leave and very quickly evacuated from the country before they could face any scrutiny or even be asked any questions about their family member who was involved. So we see more of the corrupt nature of the relationship between the United States and Saudi Arabia. What kind of territorial sovereignty does the United States have if it can allow Saudi citizens to come into the country, commit crimes, and then leave without being held accountable for their actions or even facing trial for the crimes that they commit? I think this demonstrates more of the power that the Saudi royal family wields in the United States, which is largely due to investments made in the country. It's estimated up to upwards of 7% of the U.S. economy is actually owned by Saudi interests, and it shows much more of the relationship between the two countries. If the United States can't hold them accountable for killing their own citizens, then imagine how much they're letting them get away with the war on Yemen, which, of course, the U.S. is another beneficiary of. But let this speak more about the nature of the relationship between Saudi Arabia and the United States. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.